on the top of a lungs, dancing by the lakeside, gonna do it while we're young. In a moment it will all be gone.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another meal plan with me video. If you're a VIP member, you're going to see this video before regular public. It will be on the VIP lounge for a little bit before I actually publish it on the actual YouTube channel. So you're still getting this first before anyone else. It's just like an early release now. So if you haven't seen January's, is it January's? No, February's and January's, head on over to the VIP lounge. If you're a VIP member, you'll be able to find it on there easier. But otherwise, if you're the public, it'll be on the grocery haul and meal planning playlist, which is linked below. Now it's hard when I do these videos because if I went through every single meal planning sheet that I use and process that I do, the videos would be so long every time and boring. People would get bored with it. So I try to mix it up a little bit differently. So for February, I just talked about where I was heading with my meal planning, what I was doing. This month for March, I'm actually going to show you a little bit of my process. So for anyone that hasn't seen it before, they can see how I'm doing things and what kind of printables I'm using. I'm not going to show you all the printables I use, but they are on the This Mum at Home website in the shop. If you're a VIP member, you get them all for free. Alright, so definitely head on over, use your shop code and get them for free. If you're not, you can purchase them or just write something out on a piece of paper yourself and just follow the process is what I would say. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. So February was kind of crazy. Johnny's work shifts, we weren't aware of what was coming up because he had time off, so things got changed around a fair bit and stuff. But it is important to be flexible with your meal plan anyway. You just want to follow it as much as possible so you don't go and buy takeaway all the time or spend extra money at the supermarket when you don't need to, that kind of thing. So that's why I do it. Now I am planning out a month ahead now, but I am shopping fortnightly still. So if you don't know, I shop fortnightly. First week I do a main shop, second week is a top-up shop, which is just a much lower budget. You'll see that on the grocery hauls. Go and have a look at that. It's on that meal planning and grocery haul playlist, which is linked below. Go and have a look at it. I've been doing it for years, guys, like years and years and years. So there are literally hundreds of videos. Go and have a look at them. But that's kind of the way I work it. So top-up shops are just extra fresh fruit and veggies, things I might have run out of unexpectedly. Maybe if I need extra bread and milk, things that might go on special I don't want to miss, say they're half price specials, that type of thing. I don't shop monthly anymore. I used to, and it's a great time saver, but with the top-up shops, the way I budget, it worked out more expensive. So this is why I do it fortnightly. It's a very happy medium, and when I do that, it just means I can grab, like, take advantage of those specials and stuff too, like, that come up, especially if they're half price specials. They've been really good. So anything that helps obviously keep costs down but still give us all the food that we want to eat in the world. Basically, I don't try to be too restrictive and depriving when it comes to food. I want everyone to be full and happy and all of those things. So it's just about planning correctly, meal planning properly, and managing things. Because if you do that, then you can, you know, buy a lot more for your money and cook nice things and, you know, do whatever's best for you as far as food goes. We eat very differently to other people. Other people might splurge on lots of steaks and things like that. We don't. We've got kids, they don't really eat meat as such, especially Isabella. She's very much a vegetarian. And Joseph, he's older now, so he's starting to branch out into some more meats, but we just don't even think about that stuff now, Johnny and I. So for us, we eat a lot of chicken, minced beef, which I make into certain things, sausages, that type of thing. Roasts, we do those. Very rarely buy steaks. Not to say that we don't like them, but it's not even something we even think about or crave for, Johnny and I. So we just like what we like eating. So everyone's going to have different tastes, and that's fine. This is just to show you what I do to try to work within my budget. Now, the way I budget too, for my main shop in the first week, it's $70 per anyone aged 14 years plus, which Joseph's nearly there. He's 12. But by the time he's 14, I feel like he's probably going to eat as much as us. He doesn't yet. He really doesn't. But I feel like that's a good budget to have. $70 per person, 14 years plus, $50 for anyone under that. And so for us, that is $240 for the main shop. And then the second week, the way I budget my top-up shop, it's just whatever the adult person is. So for us, it's $70, so I allow up to $70 for the top-up shop. And that's how I work it. Look, it's a good guide to go by, and I feel like it used to be less than that, but obviously with prices going up and COVID when it hit and stuff, I had to increase it. There was a time last year where I brought it down a bit, which was good. I was actually able to manage it, but I've put it back up again. Prices just keep going up, so it's just, yeah, it's what works for us. Try it. If you're spending more than that, try it, see how you go. If you get nervous, just add $10 extra per person or something, you know, give that a go. I do not include cat stuff. We have a cat now. I have a separate budget for the pets, so that's totally different. But groceries for me include everything: toiletries, cleaning stuff, food, drinks, everything that we do. So the only time that I might not include something is like, there might be like a want that's not a need. For example, like if we go through the Coke that we've got in the groceries, Johnny and I, if we want more Coke, it has to come out of our fun money, I call it. We don't go out often these days. We don't go to the movies. We don't go out drinking or anything like that. So that's kind of what we spend our money on instead. Do you know what I mean? Like treats and things like that. That's what we might do. So that's kind of how we kind of work it. So the main grocery budget is for the main things, and that's what we use it for. All right, so the first thing I've actually done today is go through my freezers, because I've got 1, 2, 3 of them, and pantry, and I've just cleaned up. So it's the first step I do on my meal plan. I go through, clean everything up, fill containers that I need to, get rid of expired stuff. I rotate through stuff out of my stockpile as well. My stockpile's not very big at the moment, but I do have some things, so I like to pull stuff out of there, put it in the pantry, and then replace it. Which when I do that now, I just replace it with the grocery budget, because obviously it's stuff I would have purchased for the groceries anyway. Yeah, I've just tied it up and things. If you do that first, then you know exactly what you've got. You don't miss things, things don't expire, you're rotating stuff, you can clean out off foods if there's something in the fridge that's not great anymore, like salad stuff or whatever. It's a really good thing to do. So I do that, and then I know exactly what I've got in the house. I'm now about to go through my fridge, freezers and pantry and fill out this sheet, which is what I call my shopping from the pantry sheet. And I go through those areas and just write down anything that I can use to make main meals: breakfast, lunch, dinners. Like if I'm making, for example, if it's breakfast, things I might have to make like hot breakfast for Johnny and I, like bacon and eggs, that type of stuff, or quiches and things like that. Lunches, if it's like not just sandwiches for school lunches, but you know, other things. And dinners obviously is the main thing. I also am writing down desserts now, because I found doing desserts at night after dinner, just like my grandparents used to do all the time, it was part of their generation. They just did it every night, whether it was like fruit and jelly, custard and jelly, a little bit of cake or something like that, they did. And I found doing that with my kids, they don't get up out of bed and go, I'm hungry, what can I have now, blah blah blah, and they're just eating like all the packet stuff that's for school lunches and stuff like that. Like, it just works out better. So I'm actually meal planning that in now. So I'm going to write all that stuff down on here. I'm also in this section up here, it says existing meals. I write down any like bulk cook food stuff, like freezer meals that I've got that I've already done. For example, spaghetti bolognese, taco mince if I've made some up, anything like that I write down there, so that can be a meal. Obviously I don't really have to add too much extra to it. Might be rice or some potato or something like that. And then on this section here, I write down all my new ideas. Now in this section, I don't write down like lunch and breakfast stuff generally. Sometimes I do if I want to do something new. But for me, because I'm doing for a month now, I write down 20, so I say 20, I'll say 20 to 24 different meal ideas, because I'm planning for the month. The extra, like for 4 weeks is what I'm planning. The extra 4, like the extra 1 night per week is a takeaway night for us, so I don't do anything for that night. One night is usually on a Friday, party food Friday. So that can be just fun, something fun that we do here at the house, something easy and simple. End of week, it's just, I'm exhausted, that type of thing. It stops us from buying takeaway twice a week. That's why I do it. So it could be homemade pizzas, it could be sausages and bread, it could be hot dogs, it could be party pies and sausage rolls, that type of thing. I do that, and then the other nights are just more normal type of meals. So that's what I do. And then from there, on that bottom section, you can see there, if I need any extra ingredients to make this stuff, I'll write it down here. So I remember to write it down on my grocery list. So that's the first sheet I'm going to do. I'm going to go through that. I'm going to show you guys my fridge, freezers and pantries today because I haven't done that for a really long time on the VIP lounge. So I'm going to show you what I've got. I'm pretty low on things. I was cleaning out last month my freezers because I want to do a fresh restock on things. So I didn't want to let it go too low because I was just nervous about anytime I've done that, like COVID hit, Johnny changed jobs and we didn't have money, something like that. So we really needed it. So I try not to let it run too low, but I do need to do a bit of a refresh. So there's not much in there. When I say not much, I do mean in my freezers. So I cleaned this up. I need to buy some more. I've just put icy poles in here. These ones are already frozen, but I just set them there. Johnny can't have, well, he shouldn't have dairy. He's kind of lactose intolerant, so that's his little sorbet there. But this freezer now in here, I'm always swapping my freezers around and doing different things with them. This one, ideally now, in here is lots of loaves of bread. I might have anywhere between 6 to 10 loaves of bread in here. So obviously I'm empty, I need to buy some. But otherwise, I'll have like, which I don't have any, like peas and corn, that type of veggies I'll have in here. And then these tubs now, one's chicken and one's beef, and it's usually the raw meats, so it's stuff that I've not made into dinner meals. So today I've got chicken breast. I had plans of using this in February, but I didn't end up doing it because I had to change my menu because Johnny ended up on this shift at work that just messed everything up. So that's good. I've actually got those to do things. So I'm going to use those. So 2 lots of chicken breast. I've got more chicken there. Chicken tenders. Oh, these are really nice. These are from Coles. They're pretty good. We cook those and have them like in wraps and stuff too for lunches and things. They're really good. But otherwise you can do it for dinners. And then, this one's beef stuff. I got so many sausages because I was going to do deviled sausages and I haven't. So I'm going to do 1 lot of deviled sausages. The other one maybe can just stay there. And then I've got 2 lots of loose sausages, which is usually for sausages and bread. Some barbecue burgers here. These, look at this. The classic beef burgers from Woolworths. Oh my gosh. My homemade ones, I love them. They're so good. But these are so good. Like, they're not that expensive. You can usually get 2 packets for $15. There's 4 in there. You can have them as burgers, like with salad and stuff like that, or just have them on a plate with some sausages and some veggies. Like, they're really good. Very tasty. Like, they're not bland at all. I find mostly supermarket hamburgers are really bland in taste. These are delicious though. Try them. So I'll probably use some of those. I've also got this puff pastry, which I wanted to make kind of a different version of, like a little mince pie. I wanted to use this mix. I have on the VIP lounge a great little, I think it's like vegetable and beef pie or something like that. It's a good little recipe. It's not like a gravy pie, it's different. It's similar to this. This version of it is a lot cheaper to do. And it's tasty. It's really tasty. So I've got this. So normally I make this into like a shepherd's pie, like a cottage pie with potato and stuff on it. I'm actually going to make up this and then put it in pastries, kind of like little pasties, I guess. That's what my plan is. So I'm going to experiment a bit with those. I do have things in here like apricot chicken, which is what I was going to use with that chicken. These are all the, I say Maggi, I don't know if that's the right wording, but we like these. You can usually get these 2 for $3 and they're great. Deviled sausage one is amazing, love it. So I'm going to make some more of that. I haven't done that for ages. Oh, I have 4 packets, so maybe I could use all those sausages. I might do that. More of the, chow mein as well. I probably won't do chow mein this time. I've got a taco mix there. It's really just a backup because I have this one from Costco now and I really like it. You can just put it in as much as you want. So I've got a few of those. I'm in my pantry now, obviously. Chicken tonight, I'm going to make some of this up. Maybe another sweet and sour. Maybe sweet and sour. Maybe this one. Another stir fry up. I'll do that for the freezer. So that all this stuff's going to be meal planned into the next week, but I'll also make extra to actually go in the freezer, so I've got backup. Just for future weeks ahead, obviously. I do have pizza sauce still. I want to make some pizzas, homemade pizzas. If you've been watching me for a while, you know that we like making them. That's just a cheese pizza that we got given to us, but we like making them on these types of things, these pittas. Really crunchy, really yummy. So delicious. Kids usually just have cheese pizza and then I have salad on the side for them. But Johnny and I'll have like a barbecue chicken or like a ham, or, you know, ham and pineapple, like using this. So I've got lots of this stuff I can use, which is good. Otherwise in my pantry I don't have a lot going on, I'll be honest. Like, it's pretty empty. I do have some soups and things which I don't think I'll use yet. It's been pretty warm weather. Oh, that was for something I was gonna do. Noodles, I'm like so low, so I need to get some more of those. In here I've got vegeta that I like to use, mixed herbs, some stock and stuff. I probably won't use a lot of this. I do have my gravy from Costco as well, so that's good for like roasts and things. It's I think it's like the classic red wine one. It's from Woolworths and it's really nice. It's a marinated one. That was in my fridge still, so I'm cooking that, and that's going to meal plan into the next week as well. I just thought if I cook it today, Johnny's at work, it's something he can take to work tomorrow night for dinner as well. We're having spaghetti bolognese tonight, so I'm going to keep that simple, but I'm cooking that so I can plan ahead for the next few days with that. Not a lot going on. Cereal, I'm going to be on the lookout for some more cereal because the kids have been eating a lot of it, so I need some more of that. Usually in here I have things like fruit that I don't keep in the fridge, like maybe like plums or something like that, that I don't buy a lot of it, but I'll put it in here so I see it and eat it. And bananas is usually here. Plus we've still got some of the dry freeze stuff there, which is really good. This is all just packaged stuff which I've just refilled today. I'm just going to try to go through a lot of this. There's not a lot of options, but I'm trying not to have too many options because I'm trying to keep those types of things pretty simple and have more like saladas or rice cakes with spreads and fruit and yogurts and things like that. But I need a lot of this stuff for school lunches now, especially for Joseph in high school, because it's not like it used to be where he used to sit down and eat lunch. They don't do that in high school. The bell goes and they just grab what they can out of their lunchbox and run off into the playground. So it's very different. So I rely a lot on, you know, bits and pieces of this. They still have a fruit break in the morning, so they sit at a desk and eat that, which is good, but otherwise it's got to be easy grab and go stuff. Popcorn, I've got a little bit where I probably need some more. Rice wheels I'm totally out of. Here I normally have like slices or cakes and things like that if I have anything. I do have some which I'll show you in the freezer in a minute. I've moved all my school stuff there, but this is empty. So I'm trying, I've got like a sweet, oh, I've got these. I'm gonna buy more of these. I forgot I had these. Had one lot. Haven't bought them for ages, but they're super cheap from Aldi and they're really nice. They're like, well, they used to be 65 cents. I don't know how much they are now, but I'm gonna buy more of them because there's chocolate, vanilla and strawberry and they're good. They're an easy snack. But I do have stuff here to make slices, which I might actually do. I have a little bit of jelly left for desserts, but I'll need to put my thinking cap on for desserts for the next couple of weeks, I think. My fridge freezer, which I opened up before, used to have school freezer sandwiches, that kind of stuff in here, and then a lot of this type of stuff, like anything, you know, packety sort of frozen stuff. It's pretty empty. What I'm doing in here now is, because I changed this today, I'm gonna have all, like that's bacon up there, there's some hash browns. I'm gonna make up my eggs and stuff like that, like breakfast stuff. I maybe have some in the freezer. I'm gonna keep this for breakfast stuff up here. Easy grab and go. This is for Johnny and I. The kids don't eat this stuff. They'll only eat like bagels, crumpets. Joseph doesn't eat them, but Isabella does. Toast, Joseph will eat, but not Isabella. And cereal. They just like the basic Aussie stuff, like not full-on cooked breakfast stuff, okay? They just don't, they're kids, they don't want that stuff. But for us, we like to have it because it's more filling through the day. So I'm gonna make some stuff up because I've got my spinach here. I put spinach in the freezer, so you can just crush it up like this, and then it's good to go in eggs and stuff. You can crush it down really small and it's good. And then down here, obviously, I've got some pizza stuff. I need some more stuff in here for my Party Food Friday, so I'm going to work on that. And then any open peas and corn I usually have in here, but there's not much, so I need some more of that. This is a sauce that I actually opened up, and I used part of it for Parmigiana, And then I was like, oh, what am I going to do with the rest? So I put it in a bag to freeze, and I'm going to use that next time I make spaghetti bolognese. So that's there. But that's pretty plain in here now. So the school stuff's not in here. If you don't know, I do freezer sandwiches. I don't know how you don't know because I've been talking about it for years. But I do freezer sandwiches. It's a time saver, guys. It will stop you worrying night to night whether you've got bread to make the kids' lunches and do things. It will just save time. You make them, you freeze them, you make them once for the fortnight. You can do it a month ahead if you really want to. I do it a fortnight ahead so then I can change it up if I want to. But you make it up, you just pull it out the night before, put it in your fridge. I've got videos on this, so definitely have a look on the channel. But you pull it out, your sandwiches, you have them sort of sitting up in the fridge so they're not laying down, just so they don't go soggy, but they defrost very well. This bread is really fresh. I remember someone saying to me, you don't make your kids fresh sandwiches every single day? I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, if I make them on the Sunday with fresh bread, they are more fresh than me making them on Thursday with the bread that's been sitting in the cupboard for 3 days. They get much fresher bread and much fresher sandwiches me doing it this way, and they taste good. Like, Johnny and I have them, like, they've been amazing. So it's a real time saver, so I do that. Now I've got that section up here. So usually this container is where I do it. Sometimes I make up extras that can be for toasties, especially in winter time. And I'll pull them out the night before or in the morning, and then I'll cook them for toasties for lunch for Johnny and I do that a lot too. But right now sandwiches need to go in there and it's empty. I still have all these little cakey type things for the kids' school lunches just to pull out and throw in, very quick and easy. Again, they defrost. You just put them in their lunchbox like this and they're defrosted by recess, like they're good. This is my upright freezer. I absolutely love it. I bought it before COVID or maybe during COVID. I can't remember, but I knew I needed to have some more space for frozen stuff because I just didn't have a lot, and this has been a lifesaver. So I make up stuff like this. I'll do bulk food prepping, and that's got a good mix of what I use a lot in recipes. So we've got onion, capsicum, zucchini and carrot. I will just dump that in my spaghetti bolognese. It's already in here, I don't have to worry about it. There's quite a few in here. It saves time on bulk cooking days as well because I'm not having to clean all that mess up. This is the onion I buy. I just like this. I don't cry. It's done, it's cut up. It's that prep, set and go onion from Woolworths. Coles do a version, Aldi did do a version, I don't know if they do anymore. But it's great to have. Very, very handy to have. I'm not crying. I throw out a lot of a brown onion when I'm cutting it up as well, so which I've paid for, which annoys me. So what I pay for in this bag, I use it all, which is great. I have some cheese here, which I'll use for the pizzas. This drawer here is anything that's chicken that's made up, so I don't have a lot. What's in this? Oh, I think that's chicken enchilada mix, a stir fry, a chicken cacciatore. So very easy, just need rice with this one. This one maybe some peas, corn and potato, easy. This is enchilada, which obviously can just, it's already got veggies in it, it's got that mix in it, so it's got zucchini, carrot, all that kind of stuff. Defrost it, put it into what is it called, tortillas, sorry, and then cook them and stuff. Very easy. So I like having that, or you can just do it on salad. I've got chow mein. This is my beef drawer. I'll say beef and pork. That is roast pork there, which I just had. Honey pork steaks there in there. Spaghetti bolognese, I've got one and a bit. The bit is what Joseph and I'll have on a night where Johnny's not here for dinner. So I've got that taco mince there. And then this bottom one is actually where I pull for dinners that I'm making up for Johnny now. So if he's on a shift over dinner time now, if I'm making something and I have extra, I just put it in one of these containers and put it in the freezer now. So it's so much easier and a time saver for me, because I was getting to a point at 12 o'clock during the day and I had to stop working or doing what I was doing and cook Johnny dinner for him to take that night. Like, it was just really cutting. I was cooking all day, like it was just so annoying. So now I anything extra I have, I always put in these containers and freeze them for him to take. All right, I've filled some sheets out and I thought I'd just show you guys. For anyone that hasn't seen this, this is kind of the process that I take, that I've already sort of shown you up until this point. I have started filling out the, obviously shopping from the pantry sheet, which I'll talk about in a second. I've done my monthly meal planning sheet, so it's got 4 weeks on it, so you can do 1 week, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever you want. Obviously, I always recommend now shopping fortnightly, but I am meal planning for the month. So what I'm doing with that is I'm not putting it on here for, I'm doing 2 weeks. I'm not putting the other 2 weeks off. But that's because on this shopping from the pantry sheet for me, I map out the whole 4 weeks, but I leave the second lot just flexible, and then I get to it at the end of this next fortnight, and then I decide exactly what I'm doing, just because things can change. So that's why I do it. But I've at least got ideas of things I can do, so that's really good. And then up the top here, if you don't know, breakfast, lunch and snacks are just idea areas. They're not set in stone and say every day we're going to have this, every day, you know, lunch is always going to be this for the next month. Like, it's just ideas, so when I go to do my grocery list, I can fill things out and know exactly what I need and what I already have and things like that. So, all right, so, and the other thing I've done is my wish list, so I'm going to talk to you about that too. So I've cleaned out everything. I've gone through my fridge, freezer and pantry, written down all the things I think I can use to make certain stuff. Any actual meals I've already got, I write down here. I then start writing down, obviously, I've got 28 days here for the next 4 weeks. It's a rough plan. Now, I always put in per week, we have a takeaway night, and then we also have party food Fridays, what I call it now. We have some sort of party food, like I said before. So that's already in there, and then I just work on the other 5 nights in each week and work it out. I have actually put dessert ideas down too, so that will just depend on budget and how we're going for whatever week I'm shopping. And then obviously the ingredients, extra ingredients I need, I've written down here for this as well. So to come up with these ideas, obviously I'm working with everything that I've already got, but there are a couple of days sort of towards the last, like in the end of the month, that I haven't put something in. It's only a couple of days, but it's because I'm going to get to that time roughly, or the main shopping week before then, and decide like on a couple of new things probably that I'll actually buy. So, but for the most part, it's sort of organized. The other thing I've done, this is my meal planning folder that I have. All these printables, like I said, are available on the This Mum at Home website in the shop. They're not very expensive, but if you are a VIP member, you do get it for free, like I said before. And part of it, there is a whole, I think it's the 7, is it a 7-pack maybe, of printables. They have this in it. So this is 40 dinner themed ideas. This is just, I just go back to this and go, oh yeah, maybe I could do this, maybe I could do that. But also there are these in here. So we've got our family favorite breakfast, lunch, dinner and snacks. And whenever I get stuck for ideas and just don't know what to make, I go back to this and I add to it as well. But I go back to this and go, oh yeah, we haven't had that for 6 months, let's do that. So I did have a look at this when I was going through as well, just to get some ideas, mainly for dinner. Now remember when I said before, I don't go through catalogs until I do this. So I have filled out both these sheets. I've even done 2 weeks here of dinners, meal planned in. There is a spot on this section, there's a spot for the dates. You can just write in here. There's also a spot for temperatures if you want to do that, which in Victoria in summer I do that so I can work around not heating up my kitchen with hot foods and stuff like that with the oven. But right now I'm not using it because I just don't need to because the weather's so terrible. So I do that. So I fill that out. There is a section down the bottom here. So obviously in the first week I'm doing my main shop anyway, which will cover this first week and most of the second. But if there's anything I need in the second week to go with this, for example, if I had tacos and I needed sour cream, I would make sure I wrote it down here. It just gives me a bit of a don't forget this, to put this on the grocery list during top up shop week. That's what I use it for. So the section's there. I don't use it all the time, but it's there. So after I've done this, I've planned all this out, then I want to go through catalogs and things. So I have a wish list printable here. Now, I come up with this because, you know, everyone will say, can you get this in the groceries? Can you get that in the groceries? And I'd forget, I'd write down a piece of paper and I'd lose it and stuff. I wouldn't always get them. That's why it's called a wish list. But I started writing down everyone's names and I just follow this on from fortnight to fortnight and I will just keep track of it. So Doesn't mean everyone's going to get what they want, but when I'm doing my grocery list, I'll look at it, and if I've got room in the budget, I might get something. So I'll pop it in here. And for example, Johnny's wants parma, chicken parma, and I'm like, yeah, that's a great idea. Let's put that on the menu. So we're going to be doing that. There is a section to write prices too if you want to write anything down, if it's a snack or a treat or something like that. But otherwise, then I go through catalogs and I will write, you know, Aldi, Coles, Woolworths. Aldi, I actually go through the store sometimes and I'll go around and just quickly take photos of things that I think I might want with the prices, and then I'll write it down here. Coles really just had nothing apart from the cordial that Johnny drinks, so I was a bit disappointed with them. But in saying that, like Woolworths right now has obviously better specials of things that we want. The rewards program's giving me more bonus points and everything like that. Flybuys is giving me nothing. So I'm probably going to shop at Woolworths this fortnight, and not a lot at Aldi, because I really need to click and collect this fortnight, just because I'm so busy, so I don't want to spend too much time out grocery shopping. So I always write down the store, what the product is, quantity if I want to get multiples, I'll write it, and the estimated single price is usually what I write, so I've got a bit of an idea. I also, on the back of this, I don't have a section for it, but I do it on the back, and I do Flybuys and Woolworths. If there are any deals, like point deals or any rewards programs I'm doing, I will write them down on here so I can keep track of them. Flybuys, I have absolutely nothing on my Flybuys, so that's a no. But Woolworths, certain things, if I was to buy them, I would get certain points, so I've written that down. It's just so I can refer to it when I'm doing my grocery shop, especially if, like tomatoes for instance, were the same price at Aldi as what they are, or they're 1 cent difference, tomatoes between Aldi and Woolworths. But if I get them from Woolworths, I get 100 points. So I'm likely to obviously get it from there instead. So this is always a good thing to have, and just to help you keep track of stuff. All right, so now I've done all of this, the next thing to do is obviously write out my grocery list. So this is my grocery list and budget sheet. You don't have to use this. You can just write it on a normal piece of paper. But like I said, always estimate the prices here so you can add it up and see if you're over your budget, and take things off if you need, adjust stuff, all of that. So the first things I write on here though, and you know, when I'm cleaning out the cupboards and organizing and all of that, the first step that I did, when I'm doing that, I'll actually generally get an idea of anything that might be running out, and I'll write it on my magnetic planner that's on my fridge. So if any of that stuff's important, I need to write on the grocery list, I'll write it on here. But generally what I'll do is go with this stuff first. The important things that I absolutely need to finish off making these meals, I'll get this stuff first. So, because they're a priority, so I'll write that stuff down first. And then I'll go ahead and go with like anything else that's on my magnetic shopping list that I'm like out of, like bread, for instance, I'm out of. So I need to make sure I write that down. And then I'll look at catalog specials as well and see if there's anything extra that I might want to get, I'll write it on there. The other thing I like to do too is if I'm going to multiple stores, I'll either write like Woolworths in green, Coles in red, Aldi in blue. I'll do that. Or I can get a highlighter and color code them, or I'll write a little CWA next to them. The highlighter and the different colored pens is what works best, because if you've got a lot of stuff on your shopping list, you don't want to miss it, and that happens. It happens to me too, but if I've highlighted it, it's less likely to happen. So I will quickly just take this, and it's less confusing when you're in the grocery store and you just go around and go, okay, I'm in Aldi, what do I need? And I put them in sections too, obviously different sections, and it's a very quick shop then, very quick. I'm in and out a lot quicker than what I used to, definitely. If whether you use this printable or you just write up your own, this is always a really good thing to do. Right, so I'm on the Woolworths website because the specials at Woolworths, obviously there's so many more that I would want than Coles, definitely. And things are as cheap as Aldi in most cases as well, so it just makes sense to save time just to go there. Plus the rewards, obviously the points for things, I'm getting extra points and stuff like that. But I was in the catalog section here and I saw this, the My Specials. Now usually on the app, like on the rewards app, I'll see the My Specials and you click on it and you see, it's stuff that you regularly buy, it sort of comes up. But they've got this on the website now, which I've never noticed. It says My Specials, and it's My Specials catalog. And I clicked on it and I thought I would show you guys, because this is actually, it's pretty much the same thing, but I thought it was pretty cool. So personalized savings, and then you just go explore catalog, and it comes up with things that obviously it thinks I'm interested in based on previous purchases, although I've not purchased some of these things, but they're similar, I guess, you know, like obviously these I have, and you can get the 2 for $15. And how brilliant though that it actually tailors to you know, things you've actually purchased. And it's just, wow. Coles doesn't do this, I'm sure. Oh, crumpets are $2, which is amazing. It definitely makes me go on the Woolworths site more than the Coles one, obviously. Unless Coles are doing this and I just don't know about it because it's been a while since I've done Coles. But that's just because Coles hasn't had, oh, peanut butter, hasn't had really good specials. And so I've just been at Woolworths and getting points and stuff, basically. So, yeah, it goes through each section. You can see, you just click the arrows. Freezer. Oh, great. That's really good too. Ice cream, perfect. I love this. I think this is so brilliant. Drinks, obviously we buy coconut sugar. Baby, oh, I don't buy any baby stuff. Yeah, it's going through, obviously, just bits and pieces based on what I've bought. So this is great. Okay guys, it's the next day. I finished off meal planning, did my grocery order online. I've been grocery shopping today, so everything's done. So by the time you see this video, obviously the grocery haul is up, and the grocery hauls have started for March. So be sure to go and check them out. If you're a VIP member and you want to ask me questions personally, you can through the VIP private Facebook page, of course. If you're on YouTube here, I might try to open up comments somewhat if you've got questions about the whole process and stuff, if you haven't seen it before. Most of you have seen what I do and how I do it. I just really wanted to do this video more in detail again because I haven't done it for a while, and especially on the actual normal YouTube channel. So it looks like a lot of work, but it's really not once you get started and you get into a routine for it, and it is well worth me doing it. Like, I save so much money compared to what I spent years and years and years ago on groceries. Like, it sounds like tedious things to do, and most of you will say I don't have time for that and blah blah. I'm so busy. Like, I am ridiculously busy, guys. I work more than 8 hours a day. I work all day into the night. I do the kids, I do the house, I do things for Johnny and all of that, and I still make time for this because I know how important it is, and I know how much money it saves me. So if you can even just start with a few of the steps, like the shopping from the pantry is absolutely number one there. If you can do that step at least, you will see a difference if you're not already doing it. So yeah, give it a go. I hope it works for you guys, and I know a lot of you have already said to me over the years how much it's changed things for you. So I'm just putting it out there to hopefully help some more people again. Anyway guys, I'm going to go and end this vlog. Thanks so much for watching. If you're a VIP member, thank you so much for your support. If you want to know what the VIP lounge is and you want to get all those printables for free, because you can if you're a VIP member, then the link is below to that, to the VIP lounge. But otherwise, yeah, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you probably tomorrow. Bye.
You gotta understand that we get one chance,